From Washington, this is VOA News. I'm Phoebe Zimmermann reporting. The United States is trying to determine if an airstrike last week in Syria killed a top Islamic State leader. Pentagon spokesman Peter Cook said a coalition Friday near the town of al-Shaddadi targeted Tarkhan Batirashvili, also known as Abu Omar al-Shishani, or Omar the Chechen. Earlier in the day, an official told VOA on the condition of anonymity that the Islamic State commander was believed to be in the area to assess the strength of his forces and to try to boost morale after major territory gain by the U.S.-backed Syrian Democratic Forces. As many as 12 Islamic State fighters were killed in the strike. The U.S. had a $5 million reward on the IS leader's head. The UN Refugee Agency said Tuesday it is concerned some parts of an EU-Turkey proposal to stem the flow of refugees and migrants into Greece, including a possible blanket return of individuals, may violate international law. The UN Refugee Agency said aspects of the proposed agreement need to be clarified. EU leaders and Ankara said Tuesday they had reached a possible deal that would return the thousands of migrants arriving in Greece from Turkey. The leaders were confident a full agreement can be reached at a summit next week. Iran said Tuesday it conducted ballistic missile tests at several sites across the country in order to show its deterrent power and readiness to confront threats. The tests came 2 months after the United States imposed new sanctions against 5 Iranian nationals and a network of companies with links to banned missile activities. This is VOA News. Bangladesh's highest court has rejected an appeal by a senior Islamist leader upholding his death sentence for war crimes committed during the country's 1971 war for independence with Pakistan. Chief Justice Surendra Kumar Sinha announced the decision Tuesday against Mir Qassam Ali. The 63-year-old leader is the leader of Jamaat-e-Islami Party and was convicted in 2014 on 8 charges that included the abduction of a young man and his killing in a torture cell. U.S. Vice President Joe Biden arrived Tuesday in Tel Aviv for talks with Israeli leaders, even as the U.S. and its longtime ally sparred over a now canceled meeting that was proposed for later this month in Washington. The office of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he turned down a meeting with U.S. President Barack Obama at the White House because Netanyahu wants to avoid interfering with the ongoing U.S. presidential primary elections. People are marking International Women's Day to recognize the achievements of women and the continuing struggle for gender equality. World leaders praised the contributions of women and called for greater inclusiveness. At the White House, President Barack Obama said the United States will recommit ourselves to achieving a world in which every woman and girl enjoys the full range of rights and freedoms that is her birthright. He also said Secretary of State John Kerry would soon announce a U.S. global strategy to empower adolescent girls, which would give the next generation of women the tools they need to pursue their aspirations. UN General Secretary Ban Ki-moon said he has fought for the empowerment of women during his 9 years as head of the international group. Women and men in countries such as Georgia, the Philippines, Britain, and China took part in marches, rallies, concerts, and panel discussions. New political surveys in the United States showed support for Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump may be eroding as voters cast ballots Tuesday in nominating contests in 4 more states. A new Washington Post ABC News poll showed 34% of Republicans still favor the billionaire real estate mogul, compared to 25% for Texas Senator Ted Cruz, 18% for Florida Senator Marco Rubio, and 13% for Ohio Governor John Kasich. A new NBC News Survey Monkey poll showed Trump with a bigger lead of nearly 2-1 over Cruz, with Rubio and Kasich trailing. But that margin was also narrower than it had been. For more, visit our website at VOA News.
That's the latest world news from VOA.